Computer issues to start week. Whatever.
There we go. I like having
Success. Another week of computer issues solved by two idiots. I gotta say it. What is going on, guys? It's Nick M15, and it's week 15 of the NFL season and Nick's picks. And I am joined once again by Ben. Ben, it's my favorite number 15, and we are on week 15 of the regular season. Some good games to go through this week. I did catch up to you by 1 point last week. It is 151 to 150 after I scored 12 to your 11 last week. But overall, you are still in the lead. And how you doing? Week 15.
You know what, dude? I'm just playing it by ear. You know, Atlanta, they're 6-7. They're in the hunt. One of my coworkers was like, "Ben, what does it mean they're in the hunt?" It's like, that means that they have a chance to make the playoffs. And he's like, "Oh, we like Atlanta. Do they have the chance?" I'm like, no. Like, nope.
So, week 15 of the NFL season is here. Like I said, the current score is 151 to 150. Ben is leading in the challenge. But a lot of points still left to be scored, as I keep saying. So, I'm not too worried because I keep catching up a little bit. So, I'm good. We start week 15 with the game of the week. Now, you will notice a trend in my picks this week of away teams. But I have the Green Bay Packers are going to Baltimore to play the Baltimore Ravens. Now, if you can kind of guess by what I just said, I do have the Green Bay Packers winning this game 35 to 27 over the Baltimore Ravens. And the main reason for that is I really do think that right now Green Bay is the best team in the league. Now, you can make the argument for the LA Rams and the fact that their defense has been showing out. They just beat the 10-2 Arizona Cardinals, and I feel like the last couple weeks the Cardinals have kind of like lost that number one spot, even though their record really hasn't slipped. But I do think that the Packers, they're playing the best. They're playing the best against top quality teams. The Rams just finally got a good win last night against a really top quality team. So I really don't think that there's a lot of teams in this league that can really compete with Green Bay. I do think Tampa might be a tough one for them in the playoffs, and I do think that Aaron Rodgers does have to get still past that NFC championship that he just can't seem to get past. Either way, I do think Green Bay is here to win this game. Now, Baltimore, they've been kind of like up and down these last couple weeks, so this really depends. Plus, Lamar Jackson was carted off last week with an ankle injury. I don't know really much beyond that other than he was carted off the field. I can't imagine that that's very good for his playing chances this week. But regardless, I do think Green Bay wins this game 35-27.
It just has a low ankle sprain, so he might be in, but I could still see the Packers winning, honestly. All right, my game of the week, the only one last week that I got of my main pick. So hopefully I can go 2 for 2. And mine is the Thursday night game with the Chiefs going up against the LA Chargers, a divisional game, and honestly, probably outside of your game of the week and what I have as my wild card, probably the only games I'm honestly looking forward to watching. And this one I am going to try, maybe this is the trend I have to go on, is having both these teams score 30 points, because clearly that's how I get the right game to go. So I am having the Chiefs beat the Chargers 33-30. This will be probably the most. This will be the most that the Chiefs defense has allowed since I think like week 6, since everyone was like counting them out, like, oh, I don't know if this defense will go out, and they've been really good. But I do think, especially even though the Giants defense isn't great, Herbert just. I know you saw it when he just rolled out and just flinged it.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be 100% honest. And come clean to all Giants fans, I didn't watch a minute of that game.
Did you really?
I did not watch a minute of that game.
That surprises me.
We move on to the upsets of the week. Now, those previous said Tampa Bay Buccaneers go up against the New Orleans Saints. Now, earlier in the season, Ben happened to mention that the New Orleans Saints and Tom Brady just don't go together all that well. Typically, that happens in New Orleans, but they're playing in Tampa this time, and I'm figuring, well, I tried it with the fuck it on stealing Ben's pick with the Jaguars thing, so might as well just say fuck it with this one too and steal his idea with Tom Brady not being able to beat the Saints. I have the Saints winning this one 27-21 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for no fucking reason because if you ask me, Tampa Bay's winning this game. They're the better team. I don't think New Orleans has anything figured out with their quarterback situation beyond Jameis Winston. I think they're just counting the days till he gets back, and that's sad in my personal opinion because Jameis Winston's not that good. Also, I'd like to point out, I heard today, I don't know how true this is, and I don't know really like what it's about or anything like that, but I did hear that Kevin James is playing Sean Payton in a Netflix movie about New Orleans. I don't know if it's about like their 2009 Super Bowl run, if it's about the Bounty Gate stuff. I have no idea, but that's hilarious. I just wanted to throw that out there.
All right, and my upset pick is going to be one where, you know what? I'm going to give this team a chance. I'm going to give them a chance, especially because this team is coming from a loss. And, I thought about it on Monday night when the Cardinals lost, and they're like, well, maybe I'll do Detroit. Yeah, I don't see that coming. But I do know where you think this is going, and you're correct. The Buffalo hater is back. I am picking the Carolina Panthers, who, I must mention, since Cam has started, they are 0-11. There is no reason I should pick it, but you know what? I have dubbed this the fuck it pick. So I am picking the Carolina Panthers to upset the Buffalo Bills 27-20. And honestly, if the Bills win, it'll still make a smile on my face because either the Bills suffer or Cam suffers. It's a win-win for me. So I'm okay with that.
We move on to our picks of the week. Ben will have the Atlanta Falcons going up against the San Francisco 49ers. Good luck. You probably that's just a loss. Anyways, the New York Giants go up against the Dallas Cowboys. Now, Daniel Jones has already been rolled out for this game, and I know I just mentioned that I didn't watch any of the last week's game against the Los Angeles Chargers. And, I mean, whether I watch this or not, my dad's going to text me every time the Dallas Cowboys score. So I'm probably going to get at least like 7 or 8 text messages throughout this game. But hopefully, I mean, you know what? No, I'm not even going to say that. Because if the Giants win this game, that kind of screws up a lot of things. We already have the Chicago Bears first-round pick and our own first-round pick to go through this year. So that's 2 top 10 picks. If we could tank our pick to be as low as possible, amazing. So I have the Dallas Cowboys winning this one 38-17 over the New York Giants. It seems like Mike Glennon's probably going to play again. I wish they would just put in Jake from State Farm. That would be hilarious to me just to see if he's good. We already know what Mike Glennon is. He's a backup. That's all he is. He's a backup. He's been in the league for as many years as he can be to prove that there's nothing special that's going to come out of him that's going to win a whole bunch of games. Maybe that's the plan. Maybe that's why Mike Glennon is in, because they want to lose the rest of these games. But I don't know. At least give Jake a chance. That's all I'm saying.
All right, and now from your suffering, see, at least for you, I was at work, so I could avoid seeing Atlanta play, and I guess that worked out because they won. Don't know how. I'll just take it, I guess. But like I said, Atlanta, what's going to happen in these 4 games, they play the Niners, they play Detroit, they play Buffalo, and they finish the season against the Saints. I'm hoping to God that they lose all 4 so they can keep a top 10 pick. And I'm hoping that because I'm picking the Niners to win this game. So please, I'm hoping I am not jinxing and Atlanta wins because I want Atlanta to lose.
What happened last week?
That.
Just saying.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe this is reverse psychology. And now if I just don't pick Atlanta, they make the playoffs. I don't pick them in the playoffs. They win the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's not going to happen. No. The Niners are winning this one 28-24. I think I might need a mental break from this team.
We move on to the wild card picks of the week. Now, as I mentioned in the game of the week picks, you would notice a trend with me and the away teams. Well, I picked the Packers to beat the Ravens, the home team. I picked the Saints to beat the home team Bucks. I picked the Cowboys to beat the home team Giants. And for my wild card pick, I am picking the Cincinnati Bengals to beat the home team, Denver Broncos. Why do I want to talk about this game? Well, I swear to God, the Cincinnati Bengals watch Nick's picks every week. I mean, clearly they don't because they would show up in the views. And they're just like, you know what? Whatever they said about us this week, we're going to do the opposite. So
they live opposite day.
We didn't really talk about them throughout the first half of the season. All of a sudden, they turn out to be like 5-2 or 6-3 or something like that. They're doing amazing. I put them as my most underrated team in the league, that they would, make a good playoff run and become one of the top contenders in the AFC North. And then they start losing some games. And I'm like, awesome. I wish I could take that back and make the Indianapolis Colts my underrated team. Then I say that, and the Cincinnati Bengals start playing a little bit better. They start beating the shit out of some teams that I was picking them to lose. Now, all of a sudden, they go up against the Denver Broncos. They should win this game. I'm picking them to win this game. I picked them to win this game 28-24 over the Denver Broncos because I don't think Denver's all that good. I've said that all season, and I think I've been pretty much right about that. But the Cincinnati Bengals, I do think, could be better. So just beat the damn Broncos and stop pissing me off with my picks.
All right, and my wild card is going to a Saturday night game. Yeah. Weird to say when it comes to this time of the year.
Forgot to mention that at the beginning of the video. Christmas Day is on a Saturday this year, and they have Christmas Day games this year. So I don't really understand why. I don't know. I don't know why they have two Saturday games this week, but whatever.
I don't know. You think I know? Anyways, I am, of course, talking about this one, the one that I actually care the most about, the Colts and the Patriots. Both teams who, beginning of the year, we both didn't think that they would do well, especially in mid-season, like, oh, maybe I thought the Patriots would do better, and they've at least come up. They've gone on the hot streak, and the Colts have steadily done that behind Jonathan Taylor, which I will get to in my 2-point. And I do think that the Colts will beat the New England Patriots. I have the Colts winning this one 27-24 over New England. I do think it's going to be a very good game. Probably going to be one of the only games I'll actually care to watch, but, we'll see what happens. That's a Saturday. Not used to watching NFL on a Saturday, but we'll see how that goes. But, yeah, I got the Colts winning this one 27-24 over New England. I'll get more into why I think that in my 2 points.
So those are our picks for the week, guys. Here are all of our other picks that we didn't talk about. If there's any games that you want to see that we didn't talk about, go ahead and pause the video. Do so now and laugh at our pick. But these are our picks of the week. Okay, so I did mention that I would be talking a little bit about what Ben was talking about with the Falcons being 6-7 in my 2-point conversion. Well, currently, there are 5 teams in the NFL that are 6-7, and all 5 of those teams are, with the exception of tiebreakers, are tied for the 7th seed, the last seed in the NFC. So, those 5 teams currently are the Washington Football Team, the Minnesota Vikings, the Atlanta Falcons, the New Orleans Saints, and the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, out of those 5 teams, in my personal opinion, there is only one of those teams that actually deserves to be in the playoffs this year.
It's Atlanta, isn't it?
With the exception of last week. We'll take last week and the week that they lost to Detroit out of the equation. And I do think that the Minnesota Vikings, out of those 5 teams, are the only team, out of those 5 teams, are the only team that deserves to go to the playoffs. Now, do I think that they're going to? Do I think they're the best team? Do I think they're even all that great? No. They're still the last team to make the playoffs in the NFC. Still think they get their ass kicked first round to whoever. So I don't want you thinking that I'm talking very highly of Minnesota. I'm just saying Minnesota's better than the other 4 teams that I mentioned, including the said Atlanta Falcons, who, like Ben said, should very well lose out the rest of the season. But the Minnesota Vikings and Kirk Cousins is specifically the one I want to talk about. A couple weeks ago, me and Ben saw a meme that said when you have 20-something touchdowns and only 3 interceptions and nobody gives a shit because you're Kirk Cousins. Well, Kirk Cousins, I give a shit because throwing minimal amount of interceptions is, to me, what really like sets quarterbacks apart from each other, because the less you can turn the ball over, the really better you are helping your team, and you can help that defense win you a championship. So I do think that Kirk Cousins has been playing very well this season, and he deserves some sort of recognition. So here it is, Kirk Cousins, my 2-point conversion. You are always slandered for not showing up in primetime games. Well, you have a primetime Monday night game against the Chicago Bears, who have a decent defense, like I've kept saying. So, primetime Kirk Cousins will throw 0 interceptions and keep his low interception total going through the season, and he will have 0 interceptions Monday night against the Chicago Bears.
I like how you don't say that he still wins.
No,
so
they can still lose the game, but he won't throw a pick.
Lose the game.
You know what? No. You know what? That's fair. The Vikings are winning.
So you're guaranteeing a win.
That has to be in there for my 2-point conversion.
I don't think he has one on prime. Has he not won on primetime?
Oh, I'm sure he's won at least 1 or 2 by now.
I don't think he has, actually.
I think
we can look into that. Right, my 2-point goes back to Saturday. Again, still weird. Gonna ignore that. And that is that Jonathan Taylor, first off, he's a stud. Absolute stud. I think if he was on a better team and having the same numbers that he has now, he would have more consideration for being an MVP. I think it's probably going to go to either Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. I think a dark horse would probably be Lamar Jackson as well, because he's actually doing pretty well. But they don't give it to the running backs, especially because they also didn't start off that well. And they said, hey, maybe we should give the ball to Jonathan Taylor. He's only in his year 2. Maybe we should give him the ball. And guess what? It's worked out pretty well for them. And the Patriots also like running the ball pretty well. We saw that against Buffalo. Sorry, Buffalo fans. Not really. I picked against you. I don't care anymore. So I am saying that Jonathan Taylor is so much better than them that he will have more rushing yards than the entire Patriots team. Honestly, I could see that happening more so because, the Patriots are going to run the ball.
So, Mac Jones, whoever the fuck their running back is, any wide receiver that decides to run the ball,
all combined, under the stat where it says rushing yards, for the Patriots team, Jonathan Taylor will have more than. I was thinking touchdowns, but I was knowing my luck, he'll have 300, no, not 300, but 200 yards rushing and no touchdowns, because that's
what happened to me. So that is it for week 15, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and you know what? Click the notification bell. Why not? It lets you know when a video gets posted, as if I don't already post it in the Facebook group as it is. If you're not part of that Facebook group, by the way, go ahead and join that. I'm pretty sure I invited everybody, but I don't know what I'm saying. But guys, I do hope you enjoyed the video. Next week, I am planning for it. Next week, I will have some other videos out. The first video will be a tier list. It will be either me or Ben. We don't know who's going first yet, but either me or Ben reacting to the other person's tier list. So I'm going to make a tier list. Not sure what it's going to be based on, whether it's quarterbacks, teams, just any players specifically. But I'm going to make a tier list, and Ben would be reacting to it, or vice versa. So stay tuned for that, guys. And because you know what? Because the reason why I wanted to do that, and the reason why I thought that was such a good idea, and I will give Ben a shout out because that was kind of his idea. The reason why I do think this is a good idea is I think the best part of Nick's picks is me reacting to Ben's way the fuck out there picks. So when Ben puts, Matt Ryan as, a scrub quarterback, and I got to sit here and defend his favorite team's quarterback, but whatever. We'll get to that when we get to the tier list. But that's a little sneak peek for you guys. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Ben, is there anything you want to say about that tier list or anything else before we head out?
Maybe I will have Matt Ryan just for that reason. No, he's not a scrub. He's on a terrible team.
But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great one. Peace. Say it.
What? No.
Say it.
No. Fine. I'm like the dancing monkey. Bye.